How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hit man in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day. Somebody tell Doja Cat that I'm trying to indulge in that. In my grey tracksuit, see the bulge in that. See the motion clap when you're throwing it back. These females planning on doing me wrong, so I'm grabbing a dom at the Trojan pack. Post a location after we're gone, can't slip and let them know where we're at. I don't know about you, but I value my life. Cause imagine I die, and I ain't made 100 M's yet. There's so much things I ain't done yet, like fucking a flight attendant. I don't party, but I heard Cardi there, so fuck it, I might attend it. Gotta kick back sometimes and wonder how life would have been if I never did take them risks, and would have I prospered. Floating and I won't go under. Been out of town for a month. Absence made the love grow fonder. UK rapper, UK drill, gotta mention my name if you talk about the genre. Alright. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hit man in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hit man in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day.
What up, Bob? Welcome.
What up?
Nothing. We're recording straight off the rip, just like the old fucking days. We got the OG crew here. Bob, coming fresh off that scary Terry McLaurin sealing up the dub. How do you feel?
Scary Terry. Just super lucky. Holy crap. That was insane. For those who are unaware, I was in an okay position after Thursday, and then I was down big after the Vikings game, and everyone, including myself, thought I was out. But Scary Terry delivered it for me not too long ago. Hopefully he doesn't get any fumbles or anything. Or concussion. I need all my guys for the ship. AT probably out.
We're optimists over here. I think you're good. Well, remind us, Bob, who's been like your steady call out of the week? I remember the past couple episodes you were calling some people out. Who were you calling out? I refresh my memory.
I think I called out the league. I believe the league I called out for saying don't let me get a bye. I'll probably way back when everyone was talking shit. So everyone started talking shit, and I was like, don't let pooping tortoises get a bye. And then last week I called everyone out and said I got the bye. It's too late for y'all. Even with the JT injury, I got very lucky, and I am beating Jake by like almost 3 points.
You're good, baby. You're good. Good shit, dude. No, I know. And that's such a point too. Like the buys fucking matter. So with you moving on, in our 2 years of the fantasy, so far we're 3-0 for teams that got a bye advancing to go into the championship game with John Loading, who is currently winning right now. So we shall see, but buys matter. But yeah, dude, good to see you. I know you're a little under the weather. How you feeling?
Bit. Feeling all right. Yeah, Cassius has been okay, so it was awesome. I don't know if I've said this before, but like a sick baby is actually dope because they're just super cuddly.
Oh, nice.
So I was watching the World Cup with him earlier, and it was awesome because there's so many goals. And it was so easy to be like, goal, and he'd be like paying attention the whole time, getting excited.
Nice, easy to grasp.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, today was a fucking awesome day. I'm wearing my my World Cup, not US Polo Assassin for the ones out there. I know I misspoke a couple episodes ago. I was embarrassed
You had
because
to
I said
correct. Yeah, you had to make sure everyone knows.
Yeah, to rep my country, but not too hard, not too hard, a little subtle.
Hey, same. Yeah, we had the same thought.
I know, I like that. I like that. Um, but yeah, that's how sicknesses go though, too. You feel like shit in the morning and then throughout the day you feel a little bit better. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and you call in sick to work tomorrow.
We'll see. Yeah, might be a short week.
Caught the
Friday too.
sickness. But yeah, dude, I guess we can start there. Let's start with the fucking World Cup, man. That shit was fucking awesome. I
Yes.
know I hit you up earlier to come through for it and you weren't feeling good, but honestly, I had a fucking great time. And the storylines where it just starts off with Messi gets a penalty, it's like fuck. But it's like cool too because it's like Messi doing it, and then he's the leader of the Golden Boot race at that time as well. And
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Messi guy. Like I appreciate his greatness for sure. I know you're a Real guy, so you might be along the same lines with me. But I was always a Ronaldo guy, just because I respected his like power and just like how he
Yeah.
could just like impact the game physically. But Messi is just the true maestro, and for him to get this one and finally supplanting Maradona, and he's like a good person, whereas like Maradona is like a fun person, but like he's kind of a cokehead and a shithead and just like a bad like overall person. Is he dead or no? He actually
Um,
might be dead because they probably showed shots of him. So RIP, I don't mean to speak Will the dead, but
I think he might have passed away. Yeah.
Messi is definitely the GOAT Argentinian at this point. What are your thoughts about the game or just anything on that in general?
Well, respect to Messi. Because yeah, I remembered I used to have an Argentina jersey in college, and the reason I purchased that was because back in the day, Argentina was always my team for FIFA like 2000. So I loved them. And then
2000 or
yeah,
2010?
FIFA 2000.
On what? Like N64?
Uh, the computer,
Oh shit.
way
I
back in
see
the
you. I
day.
see you.
And but then yeah, so I remember when Messi came up and like I thought he'd be tight too because he's a lefty, but it just got kind of got out of control, honestly. Like I don't know, he's just romanticized and like put on this pedestal. He is good. Like I gotta give him credit, of course. He just won the World Cup. He's won everything you can win, probably the most goals and shit. But I'm with you. Like if I'm if I'm guarding someone, if I'm a defender, I'd rather guard Messi than Ronaldo. And Ronaldo can score from deeper. His goals were way tighter. Like, let's just be honest. No one says that. You know,
Well,
Messi's goals are magical.
that's the thing. Like, I think Messi, he makes it look so easy. He can just like pass it into the goal after just like getting around everyone or just making like the perfect little like drop off pass too for someone else. Like he just makes it look so easy where it's just not sexy, where Ronaldo is a big, boisterous, like
Yeah,
he is football when he's playing. Like it like revolves around him. And that's kind of like how Mbappe plays, where it's like you watch Mbappe like running on the left side, it's like that guy's fucking different. Like that guy, the game revolves around him. Um, but
he
yeah,
can take over.
he can take over.
Messi
But
too, of course. But like, yeah,
I know it's just it's not sexy. Yeah, we like the
he
sexy
doesn't have
feel.
that
Yeah,
top end speed.
yeah. But he also does give like hope to all the short kings out there.
True, true. Yeah, and lefties, lefties are never really that great. And he's one of the greatest, so got to give him respect. He won the ship now, so that's really tough to do.
Yeah, and I remember he's had like a tough like World Cup, or not World Cup, just like a tough like national career. There's so much like infighting from back in his like Carlos Tevez days where they like no one got along. He like retired multiple times. And then even like in this World Cup, a lot of his goals came from like not in the run up of play, but just off like penalties. But for him getting that third one, it's just a thing of beauty. He deserved it. It was kind of anticlimactic because they kicked it off the line, and I actually thought that they were off the Lisandro Martinez might have been offsides before he initially like took the shot, but yeah, shout out him and shout out Mbappe too though. Like I think I said it earlier. I was like when they were down 2-0, I was like Mbappe hat trick loading. Like once they got
Yeah.
that penalty, their whole just like tempo changed, and Argentina's buttholes got like super tight, taking them back to the Amsterdam game. And just like the Amsterdam game, fucking Mbappe comes off with a volley and just a rocket, and just like looking at the camera like, I'm fucking here.
It was insane.
It was so cool.
He's
It was,
so good.
and it was so cool too. Like my sister's texting me about watching the game, like her son, like they watch it with her son in the morning and stuff like that, and they yell like "Go out the TV," and it's just like I think that this is the type of World Cup, being that it was around like sports. It wasn't just hidden in the summer. It's just like worked into everyone's day-to-day lives. Like, yeah, a lot of people, including myself, were hating on the World Cup leading into this, but I think for the better, it's going to popularize the World Cup in soccer, leading into North America hosting it in 3 years or 2 year 2026. Um, so yeah, soccer, we're about to blow.
4 years. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Like, I feel like we could be right there, you know. It's if you got that one person who can just take over, if people kind of like progress, that would be amazing. But I feel like it never happens for us for some reason. We're like afraid to be great.
I don't know. I still think there was the US. I'm just saying popularity of soccer in general. I'm not saying the US being good. Like
Oh, oh yeah,
because
yeah.
because
Popularity for sure.
because like that's why what makes France and Argentina so good. They can just have like these like not random guys, but just these lower level guys that can step up and have quality. Like France loses Pogba, Kante, Matuidi, like their whole midfield, and they can still get to a World Cup final with other guys that are also like Camavinga and how do you say that guy's name? Tushamendi or whatever, who's also on Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Camavinga playing left back
Yeah.
as a fucking he's
He
young
was
as
all
shit.
over.
Yeah, he came on
Yeah.
just to fucking wreak havoc, and then they scored 2 goals once he came on.
He was out
Um,
of position a lot though too.
but I mean,
Anyways,
he had to. That's what they wanted him to do. They wanted 3 defenders at a time. But yeah, just an awesome game. Online, it was fun following it. And I know I'm not a big ratings guy, but I want to see those ratings. I bet you they're off the fucking roof. There's so many people talking about that game.
true, true. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow, it was
it's
amazing.
leading our podcast, the Dynasty Football Podcast. Is it going to lead First Take tomorrow? It fucking should. Give
It
the people what they
better.
want.
They haven't been giving like respect to the World Cup just because they don't have it, you
They
know?
don't have the rights. Oh yeah, Skip and Shannon.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be talking about it. They'll be in Qatar or whatever. No, that'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, let's focus it back onto the American footy. But yeah, respect.
Yes,
Also, actually, side note too. Um, our group chat was popping off this morning too. So that I always respect our league, our footy fans as well, and we love the beautiful game, and we love you, and we love the league. But yeah, so let's start. Where should we start with this? I'm thinking we
I think we
start
should
just at
talk
the
about the
Vikings.
league.
The league? Oh, well, okay. So
Ye-
I'll start with this. So let's start with the Vikings game. It was Thursday. I guess Thursday though too. Thursday, we started off with the 49ers and Seahawks.
Oh
In
yeah,
that
we should
game,
start
we
there.
had two the two matchups that everyone's looking at. The final four in our league is Stevie against John and Babino himself against McKinley. And in the matchups for Bob against Jake, they had two heavy hitters, Christian McCaffrey for Skins and then George Kittle for Bob. They both ended up going off for 26 points, I believe, or around there, where McCaffrey, you kind of expect that, but you, Bob, coming out with Kittle, coming with a 50-yard touchdown and 27 points, like after you see that on Thursday. So Bob's like riding very high. His projected points are very high. So how are you
Yeah, like
feeling after
200.
Thursday night for yourself?
Like feeling good. Yeah, like you said, my points, Jake's points are still projected like 186, but mine were like projected like 206, and I was like, holy shit. Like I don't think I've ever been projected that high.
But you stay high, so you don't gotta be projected high. So we know projections aren't everything, but it's still nice to look at when you set up the lineup, even if you're not gonna play the guys throughout the whole week. He might just throw the guys with the highest projections out. They just so it looks nice. Maybe he might intimidate someone else, make some moves. It's all a
Yes,
game. So
absolutely.
projections do sway the mind. They do sway the mind, but they are what they are. They're projections. So yeah, that was fun for you two going into that. So you're feeling comfortable. And then we had on Stevie versus John's end. John had Kenneth Walker. That's it, I believe. And then Stevie had Tyler Lockness, and he also had Noah Fant. Uh, Coming out of the gate, all three guys weren't really doing much. Kenneth Walker wasn't doing dick. He had like 6 points most of the game. Tyler Lockett eventually creeped up to like 13 or 14 before it got hurt. But then a late Noah Fant touchdown, this random Noah Fant pickup, and he fucking hits for Stevie, which in hindsight, he did had Jawan Johnson in all week and has played him in past weeks, and he did not play him today, who ended up scoring 2 tutties. So that may have hurt him a little bit, but nevertheless, for Noah Fant to come out on Thursday and get a touchdown, um, that must have been great. And you guys were
Yeah, I
together,
was
right?
just gonna say, yeah,
Yeah, what was that all about?
shout out to Skins. Uh, of course, when the playoffs started, I started a playoff group chat, and it
Oh,
was all
nice. Good
right.
shit.
And then after the first week 14, I started the red zone. Or, I mean, excuse me, the Final Four group chat, and someone in there said like 2,000 point club because we all had 2,000 points in the league,
Oh,
and
nice.
so I named it that. And Jake was generous enough to offer to host on Thursday. We were saying we should get together. Uh, so yeah, it was just kind of last minute, and John wasn't gonna go, and then he ended up going.
Why wasn't
He's
John
like,
gonna go?
he said, he said he doesn't like to do stuff on weekdays.
That's the best time to do stuff. Breaks up the week perfectly, especially on the holidays.
It was very nice. I just went to Jake's. Uh, we were chilling and I had a beer quick, and then we went over to Tompkins, and John was just walking in, perfect timing. And then right when we sat down, Stevie got there too. And then right after we ordered a beer, that's when you and Yanni texted us too. And Yanni ended up coming through.
Yeah, Yanni's always a good addition to any crew you got, so he always gets the invite no matter what.
It was fucked up though, because at the bar, like the Badgers were playing Lehigh for men's basketball, and then
Oh, I thought that was volleyball when I saw that.
well, there was this volleyball game on too, like Texas versus someone, but they had that volleyball game up, and they didn't have the NFL game up either. And we were like, I went up and asked, like, hey, can we put this up? And the dude was like, you'll have to ask that guy over there, some dude who was like eating. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking go ask this dude. And he's like, we got in trouble last time for it. And I was like, what the hell? So I like pulled up the game on my phone, and so did Stevie, and we just had it up at the table while we ate wings, and then we dipped it. Yeah, we were
Dude,
all
that
so
pisses me off
pissed.
so much about bars. Like, dude, you gotta want people's business. Like,
Yeah,
if your
yeah,
customers want to watch something, like I get Amazon's like a streaming thing. Maybe it's like a thing for them to set it up, but like Amazon has been streaming all year. So you tell me every
yes,
Thursday game that you just never stream the Thursday football game. Like, get the
exactly.
get the fuck out my face with that. So
It
if
was
I
bullshit.
did it make the wings taste worse?
I mean, it kind of made it feel like we were rushing because we were like, let's just go back to Jake's. So then we
Right.
did, and
Yeah.
I just rolled a couple J's. We were drinking, and it was fun. Yeah, John was there. Vince came down, and we were all like just talking, and uh, John left, and then that's when Noah Fant scored, and we were like, "Oh
Oh, he
shit!"
wasn't there when he was there. Oh, I wish I would have saw that
When that
reaction.
happened, yeah, because it was John was also paying attention to some other bets too.
Oh yeah, I think he won some of those. His
Yeah,
like
he
his
did.
sleeper bets. I always try to ride
Super
with him on
parlay.
those. Yeah. Well, that's fun that you guys got together with the playoff crew. I mean, you guys deserve it. It was a fucking long season, man. It's a grind, and like you guys were the four best teams, and you guys all deserve to be here. And it just shows too with how close that your guys' matchups are, where it's literally anyone's game. Also, a special shout out to Jake Shack, who, if he could have beat Stevie last week, he would have been playing John this week and been right in the mix again in the finals. So,
Yeah, I was
um,
thinking that too.
that Jake's run was insane, and it was just cut short last week. But yeah, so that was Thursday. Glad you guys got together. And so the next round of games, the first game actually was on Saturday. I went over to my parents to have breakfast for my birthday. They were thinking about going out. I was like, I don't really feel like going out and doing that whole thing. I was like, let's just go over to your house and you guys make like a big breakfast, and we watched some of the football game and a little bit of the third place game. But I didn't really care about that. But
Yeah.
um, it was just kind of on in the background. But then yeah, like the second snap of the game, Jonathan Taylor catches like a 13-yard pass and then just kind of inconspicuously like rolls out of the lineup. You see a Moss in Minnesota again, looking pretty good in the back of the jersey. You don't really think much of it until they get down to the red zone. It's like, why is Zach Moss still in this fucking game? And then they say that Jonathan Taylor is headed to the blue tent. How are you feeling after fucking that?
Well, I was getting cash with some
An
food. I didn't
acquisition,
even
by the
see
way,
it.
too. A trade, late season trade acquisition
Brand
as well.
new, yeah, brand new on my team, the newest tortoise, and uh, I mean, he has been having injuries all season, so it wasn't out of the question. But he seemed healthy coming off a bye. Uh, I was shocked because you guys were texting me, and you said like I didn't believe it at first. I was like, no, he's coming back. And yeah, like I feel like it's probably, I hope it's not a high ankle sprain, but he'll probably be out for the next 2, 3 weeks.
Well, that's the thing too with a team like the Colts in the position that they're in. It's like, what's the point of him playing at this juncture? Like, they don't really want to win for one, and they definitely don't want to get him re-injured. So he's probably done for the year, unless it was something super minuscule. But he probably would have played then if that was the case. But yeah, so that had to hurt. But then even
That
still
hurt.
after that though, like when I was following your matchup, obviously, because I'm interested in the fucking league and it's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I know other people are too that aren't in it. And even like through like the whole like half, like Cousins had like 4, Justin Jefferson had like 5. It's just like this isn't actually like really hurting you right now. Like you're kind of skating by with George Kittle.
yeah. I
Like
was like, this
you
is a
still have it.
sacrifice I'll take for,
Yeah.
because yeah, Cousins had negative points.
Oh, did he have negative?
Jefferson
Yeah,
went
for a
out,
minute, yeah.
and then
Oh yeah, Cousins had a pick six.
yeah, yeah, he had 2 interceptions at that point, and yeah, the second was a pick six. But like, I was like, okay, this is fine. And then I was like, okay, like everyone could feel it, everyone could tell. Like, I don't know why, it just seemed like towards the end of the half they started rolling a little bit. And you're like, okay, they're gonna come back, and
Yeah, I think my boy or our boy KJ Osborne had like a
sorry.
big like 50-yard catch, but it was called back like right at the end of the half, and they ended up like not scoring, but it was like very close to being in a catch. Um, but yeah, so after like that halftime, I actually looked because I was like, it was 23-0. I looked, I was talking to my brother-in-law. I was like, dude, I wonder what they are. Like, I wish I could live bet them right now. Just bet like $50 to win what was it, 200 or to win like $300. And then of course being in Wisconsin, you can't fucking bet, unfortunately. But that was at 23-0, and then they were down 33-0 at half, right?
Yeah,
Um,
crazy.
but then the writing was still on the wall though, because it's such a Minnesota Vikings game and playing against Kirk Cousins game. If you're playing against Kirk Cousins, you know that his team's going to be down. I felt for you so hard in that moment because you just know that there's gonna be so much garbage. You're gonna see Kirk Cousins get tripped by his lineman, still throw shitty interceptions, still fumble, but throw for 400 fucking yards because they'll just keep fucking throwing. And it reminded me so much of the game against the Bills when I was playing against Jake. where him and Jefferson weren't doing much, but they just kept throwing the ball and their defense kept getting it back to him. So after we all know what happened, Kirk Cousins, Vikings came back, greatest comeback ever, I guess. I mean, did the Colts even get a fucking first down?
Yeah. Oh
Matt
my
Ryan's a
God.
fucking statue, just like standing back there. Like we all know Jeff Saturdays are for the boys, but he lost his job. He ain't getting that shit back. They're definitely getting a new coach next year. The vibes
Yeah.
aren't good enough to withstand that. Sorry, bro. And Matt Ryan will probably hang it up, right?
He better.
Like he's made way too much money to be a backup. Like, dude, go fucking chill. Like you probably got a family. Like, do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Coach your
needs to.
kids' football teams or something.
He's a joke right now. Like everyone, that's all they'll remember him as, right? Like he needs to go away for like 10 years.
Please get the
No
fuck out my
one,
motherfucking face.
just fucking go. Like Mariota. Like what the fuck is going on with Mariota? Anyways,
I think you're the only like person in the world that cares about Marcus Mariota, understandably, but
I mean I don't anymore. It's just weird as hell.
I guess that kind of makes sense with Matt Ryan used to being a dirty bird. Um, but yeah, what the fuck was I gonna say? I
The
don't know.
game was just crazy though. Yeah, I felt like I was. It just sucked because like JT was out. So at first, like it looked like Jefferson was injured maybe or something. So I was like, I don't even want to watch this shit. Like the game was so bad. And then yeah, afterwards, like he came back and I was like, this is like torture. Like I'm just watching them like kill me.
Dude, I
And
know.
yeah,
I fucking fell for you, dude, because I like hate Kirk Cousins so much. If I was like a
so
defending
much.
player and he's like just putting up numbers, that's why they like joke about Kirk Cousins when he's got all the chains on, because he's just a clown.
Yes, yes.
Like no one
He's
respects his
just.
game. It's just like, oh, we're always just like pleasantly surprised by whatever the fuck you do.
Plus, I hated him, of course, at Michigan State. He had that lame ass game where he like threw a Hail Mary type touchdown almost, and or it was a touchdown, I think. And fuck him, God, like
Yeah, yeah, fuck him. On to the next game. We all know they suck, but well, because we're going kind of going through the timeline of the week and the season. So
yeah,
after that, I think I texted you. There's probably other people texting you. Might have been in the group chat. Like, damn, I'm sorry, Bob. Like, it's out of it. I was hanging out with Willie. I saw the second half of that game over at Willie's house.
oh yeah,
I had to convince him to turn it on the big TV. I was like, come on, we gotta watch it for the implications. We gotta see the implications. And he was out here scouting college football, watching these random bowl games. Um we did watch a little bit of Jackson State though. That game was kind of cool. That was a weird comeback.
yeah,
And
that
the
was cool.
and a white guy dropped the game-winning touchdown. At an HBCU, a white tight end dropped a touchdown to tie the game in overtime. It was so fucking funny.
That's hilarious.
And that's who Dion's chasing, turning his back on the culture.
Yeah, I didn't really watch
Just
the
gonna fuck with
Ravens
Deion Sanders.
Browns. We were trying to take Cassius to do something, so
Oh, you didn't miss
that,
shit. You didn't miss
that's
shit.
when we went to well, we were just gonna go to the market because we figured they must have some Christmas stuff going on, and we ended up just eating at Cafe Benelux. And I did not really watch the Ravens Browns game at all. It looked like crap.
You didn't go to the
Uh,
Wicked Hop?
no, we
I'm a
ate
hop
at
guy.
yeah, we ate there once before, and we had to leave suddenly because I was not feeling good. So we wanted to eat there again.
Dude, this immune system over in this Walsh household, bro, I tell you. Weak as fuck.
Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But yeah, I was down, and everyone was like, "Damn, like sorry, Bob, like that's tough." And I was like, I said turtles are tougher. I meant to say tortoises are tougher. I was the only one who still believed. I was like, AJ Brown has a nice matchup. Eckler had an amazing, or not an amazing matchup. Jacobs, uh, excuse me, all of those guys
All
had
those guys had like iffy matchups, but like
iffy ones,
they've been
except
great
for
all year.
Ramondre.
But they've been great all year for you. Like that's why you are in the position that you're in, and you had the trust in them. And once you said Turtles forever, I was like, they glock together. They're coming out shooting. I know he's not going down without a fucking fight. And I felt that. That's what I needed. I know that you got that mindset. You put us on notice. And yeah, so Bills Dolphins, you had Gabe Davis in that one, right?
Yeah, then Gabe Davis and I thought Bills D would do great.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
Bills D. Yeah.
supposed to be
Ugh.
crazy weather.
Like 13
Uh,
combined points. I knew that the weather was overrated. I was telling Willie, I was like, dude, I don't trust the weather. Like I'm waiting until I see the pictures of the field right before game time because the media is just trying to scare you. Just like fear mongering. And I was just like, and then
yes,
it was just a beautiful game because you knew that they would have called that shit off if it wasn't gonna be if it was gonna be shitty at game time like they did before when they moved the game in Detroit on the day before Thanksgiving. Um, but yeah, so once you saw that field clear, I was just like, oh shit, we're in for some fucking points. And I was thinking Gabe Davis, they were at the 1 yard line once. I was like, 99-yard touchdown. What?
yeah. I was like, please.
What? But then I also thought for you with the Bills defense that it was kind of like iffy, um, playing their defense against Tua and the boys, chucking it 40 yards and Tyreek Hill running for 80. Any other implications in that game? I think John has Stephon Diggs, who was kind of underwhelming. Um, but that's really about it for that one. And then yeah, it was just a fun Saturday. I like having football on Saturday. I wish that they would get rid of Thursday night football and they just have a Friday game, a Saturday game, and then the full slate of Sundays, or maybe even two Saturday games. I know that they would never do that with like college football because ESPN has like an NFL contract and so does the NFL obviously, but if they just said fuck it and just were like the NFL's king, we'll do whatever the fuck we want. Who cares about high school football? Like there's a lot of people that watch the NFL that don't go to watch high school football. Our ratings are still going to be nice as fuck.
True.
I would personally like that too, because I know the players don't like Thursday night football for obvious reasons, but I think that people could get around Friday night lights for the NFL. It would get the players thinking that they're living their youth, and then I low key just looking for reasons to cheer for Deshaun Watson. It's kind of hard out here. I was like convincing myself, like, oh, he used to be a great college player. Saturday Night Lights again. Uh,
How
I'm
did he
so I,
look?
just average. Like they're actually just bad. He just didn't look good. But it's just I'm so sick of this year. I'm ready for next year. I need to fucking get younger. I'm gonna get the second overall pick. It is what it is. Maybe I'll trade that to move back and accumulate some more picks. Who knows? Um, but yeah, fuck my team. Fuck the booty bowl. But yeah, Saturday in general was fun. And then we have the first wave of games here on Sunday. Let's go to I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Yeah.
Let's go Cowboys Jaguars.
Oh
Um
man.
a topic of discussion before in our podcast have been Blip for Chip, Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars were down, looked like I think like 21-3 or something, and it could have been worse. The Cowboys were rolling. The Jaguars turned over a couple times. Before we get into the game, refresh our memory again on how you came to acquire Trevor Lawrence, who in our startup draft 2 years ago, Michael Land took in the second or third round, I believe, of this whole startup draft out of every player. How did you come to acquire Trevor Lawrence? Give me the deets.
Well, I think it was the trade deadline. So whatever is that, week 13,
It was that late in the year? Okay.
week 12, something like that.
I think
Um,
it was a week earlier last year, though.
oh, okay. Yeah, it might have been like, yeah, week 12 or something. I think I just traded John for Josh Jacobs. So I traded my first 2022 first and 2023 second for, yeah,
Which you
I
got a
think
lot of shit for.
2024 second for Josh Jacobs. Yeah, which I got last year for. He did okay the rest of that time after I traded for him, but then I still needed a quarterback because I had like Taylor Heineke, Trevor Siemian. He was on the Saints at that time, and who else? Oh, Stafford, of course,
Stafford. Okay.
was leading the way. He ended up as QB5 last year. And then I was like, yeah, I really need a QB. So I was hitting Michael Ann up. I was like, would you trade Lawrence or Wilson? So she's like, yeah, send me some trade. Like, send me a trade. So of course, I was like super excited, and I sent her a bunch of trades, just whatever. I was like, whatever
So
one you
what was
want.
the final deal? Give us
So
the
the
deal.
final deal was, I of course sent a bunch more for Lawrence, and we couldn't get a deal done for Wilson because I wasn't really giving up that much. But he was playing well at that time, I think. But yeah, so I was like, I sent her Juju, who was injured, Chris Carson, who was injured, and
Forever.
then 2022 second round pick for Lawrence, who at the time was doing quite bad.
Was Booty, who
And
people like myself were like, this guy ain't it. He's never gonna be it. Like,
Urban
I,
Meyer was entrenched in scandal at the time.
he
Like
was
they
in the
didn't even fire him yet.
he was in the same class as Zach Wilson for like value, kinda. Like not really, but like
At the time, it was a fair trade on you know, if anything, it was maybe her a little on top because Chris Carson, people thought he was about to come back. Uh, no, not Aaron. No one did,
no one fucking did. But yeah,
except
anyways,
for Pete
so
Carroll.
so you bought Trevor Lawrence very cheap, and he comes
But
out
Trevor Lawrence cheap.
he comes out today with the Jaguars looking to make a playoff push, especially with the Titans losing. And I think that they play Thursday night. I'll double check that while I'm rambling on, but I believe that they play Thursday night, um, and they do against the Jets. So Zach Wilson versus Trevor Lawrence. Both teams need to win it to keep their playoff hopes alive. That'd actually be a fun little Thursday game. But Trevor Lawrence and another guy showed out today, Zay Jones, had 3 touchdowns. A man that is under many controversy because I forgot to turn the claims on after dropping a player after like 2 weeks. And I dropped Zay Jones right after a trade with Willie, and he claimed him, or he picked him up right away, did not claim him. And Willie had him in his lineup today, or not today, but throughout the week at different points. I always check my lineup and constantly changing who's in, who's out. He was in there at one point. So I thought it would have been kind of funny if he came back and put up 30 on me to solidify me not winning the first overall pick. But yeah, that game was exciting. Obviously, Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. Dak Prescott, they go run, run, run. They're running great in overtime. They try to get creative, have Dak Prescott throw, and then he fucking throws it to his third receiver, Noah Brown, who has 2 fucking touchdowns. He's always checking down to the shitty fucking players all the time. This is a call out too to Dak Prescott. That's why I know you're a fucking shitty ass quarterback, because you can't fucking get your good players involved. You just go pick on the weakest cornerback instead of just trusting your fucking playmakers like Michael Gallup, who has 1 fucking catch on 1 fucking target. Fuck you, Dak. I'm glad that you got a pick six and cost me fucking 3 points in the overtime as I'm watching Jerick McKinnon run for fucking 35-yard touchdown to win the fucking game.
I'm glad you got that out. I know you hate Dak. And
But yeah, happy for you that you have Trevor Lawrence. How do you feel about Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence, it's been a long time coming because even in this year, there were times where I was like, man, like maybe I fucked up because Juju had at that point he had like 3 20-point games, and Lawrence had only had like one at that point, and then plus Michael Ann still had gotten Malik Willis, who hadn't played at that point either. So I was like, okay, what's like, can he be good?
Oh, that's what she
Uh,
got with your pick.
yeah, and of course she ended up trading Malik for a haul. But yeah, fucking Jahan Dotson has 21 points right now. Holy
But
shit!
that's what you need. Jahan Dotson has 21.
Yeah.
Looks like Taylor Heineken must score a touchdown or might have fumbled in the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, he was out. I don't think he
There's
scored.
some like playoff implications for the Packers in this game. Like based on like whoever wins, we need one of these teams to lose 3 of their 4.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal that they tied actually.
Oh, there's only
Uh,
57 seconds left.
I forget what, like who, or no, I was looking at it. I think we were talking about the playoff, like, thing when I said the Packers have a 2% chance of making it. And
I think now they're up to like 11% or something like that.
yeah, I think due to the tie, that was actually a huge, crazy result.
That was good
'Cause,
for them.
yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully the Packers don't fucking shit the bed, dude. They should just I think it's gonna be a clean night in Green Bay. Let's just beat the fuck out of the Rams and let's get our offense clicking. We know that in our matchup it's gonna come down to Stevie and well, let's go to Blipper Chip really quick because my Blipper Chip is Christian Watson, who's been a Blipper Chip since we started this fucking podcast because he's been popping off basically ever since we started after the fucking Cowboys game where he fucking came alive. And that was like my favorite episode that we did. So he's been a Blipper Chip since. And he truly this week has like a chance to prove whether or not he is a fucking blip. Because John, he's projected 13 points. John did not play Mike Evans, who was a pretty safe play to at least get like 10 and at least have those targets for Christian Watson. And he's on the record. I know I've talked to him. He might have been on this podcast saying that he didn't want to be in the playoffs with Christian Watson. He didn't trust him because he just doesn't trust if he's just going to put up a stinker and have 2 points. But Christian Watson, I guess, has built this trust for John, and he's in the fucking lineup. And right now, John is up. Let's see the stats right now. John is up 6 points, a little under six, like 5.9, against Stevie. And John has Christian Watson, and Stevie has Alan Lazard, who technically Alan Lazard is the #1 receiver for Aaron Rodgers. We all know that, but Christian Watson is the #1 fantasy player of the last 7 weeks or whatever for Christian or for the Green Bay Packers. So my blipper chip is Christian Watson, and I think that he is going to be, and I'm very sorry, John, a blip. I think he's going to be a blip because he just doesn't, for me, get the touches. So if he's so touchdown dependent, and I think the Packers are going to be in control this game. Well, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I let's just see how I'm not like wishing on anything to happen. I don't because I don't want to be I don't care enough to be right about the blip or chip. I just want a good fantasy matchup between the shit talker bowl. But for me, he's a blip, and I just think it's really funny that he's coming down in the situation he's in on Monday night, being a blip or chip. So whichever way the chip crumbles, or whether or not it fucking rises up to the top, I'm excited to see where it goes. So I don't really have a say in either side of that, but I'm just excited for it.
so this one is tough. I think they have a good matchup this week, but Dubs is supposedly coming back.
Oh
Lazard's
yes.
always there. So that could alter things. But yeah, I still think he'll have a good week. Really just depends if Lazard gets a touchdown or not, honestly. And Watson too, of course.
Watson's so touchdown dependent. Like Lazard could still have like 6 catches for 60 yards, so he put up 12 points, and then say theoretically that puts Stevie up 6. Christian Watson isn't going to be like a high target guy, so he could easily have like 2 for 24 or something and still lose. So
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun that that matchup is going to come down to Monday night. We're all Packer fans. We're all going to be watching. We're all going to be in the fucking chat, and I'm just really excited for it. But yeah, that's my blipper chip, and I'm just glad that Christian Watson is in this situation.
Yeah,
First
maybe
first
we
round
should
pick.
maybe we yeah, he was I don't know, was he taken with my pick possibly? He might have been. at
I know that
170.
he traded Willie draft day, I believe, to get that pick to get Watson. I don't know what he traded, but
It was something like that.
yeah.
But anyways, did they just turn it over and down?
Yeah, I think they threw it up to Curtis Samuel.
Should have
Terry
given it to
McLaurin.
Dawson. Oh,
How's your
Dawson.
Okay, so I'm looking at your matchup right now. So you're up a little under 4. So holy shit, dude. That fumble at the fucking end of let's just go into that game really quick because that game was
Holy
fucking crazy. The
Yeah,
rate
Sunday games.
we all saw it on the intro. Where that you're watching this week. The crazy uh touchdown for Derek Carr that Stevie has for John, a 50-yard touchdown to Keelan Cole that everyone knows that he was probably out of bounds, but they have 2 camera angles on the whole NFL stadium, and Keelan Cole's wearing white shoes, so you can't really say if he clearly was out because how fucking blurry it is, and the best shot was overhead. So that puts Steve in a situation to where it's a tie game, looking to go into overtime after Derek Carr and Devontae Adams on his team just scored a 50, not Devontae Adams, but his team just scored a 50-yard touchdown. And then the Patriots, though, I'm texting John this time. It's like, dude, it's all right. Like the Patriots could score a field goal, like, and the game will be over. You don't have to worry about overtime. And it gets down to like the 40-yard line or so, and then there's or like the 50-yard line. There's 3 seconds left. Ramadre, a little draw, like, all right, let's get to overtime. He takes it for like 30 yards, like, oh shit, he's or like 25 yards, he's still going. He pitches it back to Jacoby Myers, and Ramadre, for the people out there listening, Ramadre is on Babino's team, and Jacoby Myers is on McNatt-Kinley's team, and they face each other in the playoffs to go to the 2-round championship today. And Ramadre pitches it to Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers, a former college quarterback, throws it all the way, maybe not college, but definitely high school. He throws it all the way back towards the line of scrimmage from like the 25 all the way to the 45. And a former Patriot intercepts the ball. What's his first name? Something Jones. Is it Chris Jones? It's not Chris Jones. It's fucking
Oh, I
it's
don't
John,
know.
it's the boxer John Jones' brother, like Dayton, not Dayton Jones. I forget his name, but he's a freak. And he fucking Jacoby Myers throws it directly to me, catches it clean as fuck. Shout Willie, he Heisman's Willie's guy, Mac Jones, and then just
Oh my
fucking takes
God.
it 50 yards to the house. But I say all this and set this whole table. I know we all saw it, but Bob is going to win his matchup by 3.02 points. Right?
I think
No,
so.
yeah, 3.02 points. Or no, 3 point. My math is so bad. No,
I'm looking at
no,
the
it's less than 4. It's like, okay, it's 3.98 points. Okay, so Bob's winning his matchup by 3.98 points. And and on that play, Jacoby Myers, by throwing it back 20 yards, he lost 20 yards rushing by doing that. He lost 20 yards rushing by that guy intercepting the ball. And so that's -2 right there. And then he lost 2 points for that being a fumble because he threw it 25 yards back.
Oh my God.
So that 4 points made the whole difference. I don't know the scoring that Ramondre got for it. I think he got some rushing yards though.
He got 20. Yeah. Holy
I'm
shit.
saying from that actual play, did he actually get any of those rushing yards? Do you know?
Yeah, he got
Ramondre?
2.3 points.
Ramondre did for those
Yeah.
rushing yards.
Oh my God.
So that one play that led off this podcast is the difference. So Bob had to withstand Tom Brady's like 5 fucking turnovers in the third quarter, just racking up negative points, another acquisition.
I was
And
just
then
watching it too, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
that was my first thought. Oh my God. But yeah, what do you got in that game? That shit was insane, dude.
oh man. Wait, what time was this? This was at 3. There was a time when I was just gone because I was doing some shit. I was shopping. So I came back and uh whenever this ended, I didn't see it.
I know I was texting. But yeah, that shit was just insane. It's incredible that it comes down to this. Mac Jones is a fucking spaz. He fucking sucks. But I also kind of
Yep.
feel bad for him at the same time too. It might be a buy low guy. I know we're a sell high podcast. It might be a buy low guy. If they get some new offensive coordinators or if- I don't think Josh McDaniels get fired, but who knows?
I'm picking up Bailey.
Dude, Zappy season. Let him fucking live.
He's my
He
favorite.
he would have won that game though, no bullshit.
He
I think
would
the team
have.
plays harder with him.
You can see it when it comes out of his hands.
He's got that zappy zip.
Yeah. What? How is Willie ahead of me in waiver wire? Fuck, he's gonna pick up Zappy. He knows. He's
Oh, I thought you
scared.
had Zappy still.
Yeah, I must have dropped him because I was like, he's not gonna help me this year.
Yeah, fuck him. But yeah, so that game was fucking. It wasn't a good game. It's just a fucking wild ending. That's really all it was.
I can't believe Ramondre had so many yards all week. It was like, is he gonna play? I thought it like I was gonna sit him for Dotson at one point, and I was just like, Jesus, like, is he gonna play? Is this just gonna be a mind fuck with Belichick? But no, like he fucking balled out. What the fuck? He had
Did
a
you
hurt
watch?
ankle.
Did you watch the start of that game though? He didn't start the game. They put him in on like the second, third down, I believe. But like, and I was like, oh shit, is he just gonna be like a healthy inactive? That was my initial thought when that game started because he wasn't getting any run. But lo and behold, when they want to win, they're like, all right, kid, get out there. Because the Patriots, they don't want to play just one running back. But Ramondre is that guy where he's fucking earned it, dude. Like, you
Yeah,
got to keep giving it to him. I don't know his draft capital or anything like that, but he's
he
at least going to
was
be there for a minute.
I think he was either a third or a fifth round. Definitely I think he was the third rounder, but nothing crazy. Nothing not expected to be anything crazy. Fourth rounder. So and he had fucking 172 yards on 19 carries. That's almost not like, that's almost 10 yards a carry. Damn.
Yeah, that's insane. That's so good.
And I think so he is from Vegas, so he definitely wanted to show out.
Oh,
Apparently he had a lot of
that's why
family come into the game.
he probably fought to play her too. They didn't want to play him. That's
Took a
awesome.
couple perks, yeah.
I feel that. I might not actually feel that, but I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel it right now, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Money.
Shout out G Money, RIP.
RIP. Money.
Oh God,
Man.
the smile on my face comes out too. A great
So what
smile
other
on
games
my G
affected the
Money.
league? Chiefs, Texans was crazy. Like I texted the league that Davis Mills had more points than Mahomes. I thought John might lose,
At
yeah.
one point in time, yeah. But
Stevie was definitely thinking he was gonna lose.
yeah, I'm looking it over right now. Travis Kelce with a clean 10 catches on 10 targets, 105 yards, 21 and a half points. A great trade by John in the
Great trade.
season to get him in the point to where he is right now. And because he's got a bye, he just had to win one game to get to the ship. And now well, potentially, he's put himself in the opportunity to just win one game. And you know how that feels. And now you get 2 weeks. You get 2 weeks, so it's not as pressure packed. You kind of get to think of it more as like a series where you don't overreact too much. You just want to play the guys that over a 2 week stretch will get you the most points. But yeah, I think that we're going kind of long anyways. I'm looking over the rest of the NFL schedule from today and trying to think if I missed anything like big that we didn't cover. Falcons Saints really quick. Alvin Kamara for you. I was looking before the start of this game. Just thinking what could have been if you didn't make that trade. Like, oh shit, you would have won, but it doesn't matter. You got the guy for the long haul. and Kamara only put up 13. Your quarterback there, Desmond Ritter, looks like a one and done guy. Um, he's probably won't start for them next year.
Probably
Um,
not.
what else we got? Eagles, Bears.
It's
Eagles,
one game
Bears.
though. He's a rookie. Like, let's chill out. It was one game. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. Eagles Bears. I didn't watch too much of that game, but there was a bunch of highlights all the time with Justin Fields of running for like his life again. Like the
Yeah,
bear,
I
like
watched that game.
the Bears low key are like, if I'm a Bears fan, like it's perfect. Like they're playing entertaining football and they're losing. Like that's awesome. Uh, so
Yeah, they're actually excited about losing for once, so that's kind of cool.
AJ
God,
Brown's still going stupid with like hella. I thought that he was always like an injury prone guy. I wanted to stay away from him in my one redraft league this year, and I thought that him coming to the Eagles was gonna just be like not bad for his career, but just kind of like a nothing move. Like I thought it'd been a little more lateral, but boy was I wrong. Him and Jalen Hurts are fucking boys, and they're ready to let it fly. And he can not have a touchdown and still score 28 fucking points for your team, or where the hell it was. So shout out him. I
yeah.
know you got some hate for your receivers. Debo Samuel is no longer in your lineup because of injury. How you feeling about Debo or that Bears Eagles game? What are your
So
takeaways?
Devo, yeah, RIP. I was kind of prepping for this to happen. I'm lucky I do have Gabe Davis and Dotson and Jameson maybe coming up eventually. I don't know. He didn't play much today, but Dotson is looking good, of course, and but anyways, yeah, Debo going down was definitely tough. He was getting used so much in the game. He went down in too, so it was like looking like his old self again. And just lucky it's not like an ACL, so he'll be back next year. He's still relatively young. I think he might have just turned 26, or he missed. Yeah, he just turned 26. And AJ Brown, yeah, he's a fucking beast. I was talking to Will, like Justin Jefferson is obviously amazing. Chase is really good too, but like AJ Brown is right there. He's 25. He just turned 25, and I would rather have him if I'm like a real NFL team over Justin Jefferson and Chase. He's a fucking beast. Like if I'm trying to draft someone,
Hmm.
he's a fucking beast, dude. He's bigger than them. He would, he's a fucking he's got that experience. He's been on different teams and he's been on different teams. It's not just a good situation.
Yeah, he
So,
proves that he can
anyways,
put it up numbers with shitty quarterbacks. Um, but yeah, I think we should wind it down. I think we're going kind of long. I don't really know what time we started. I think it maybe around like an hour or so, actually, now that I think about it, once we got our Zoom in. But do you have a blipper chipper call out? This is kind of our regular OG one where it's kind of not as like
yeah.
structured, more laid back, kind of like talk it out. So if you don't have one, that's great. I kind of mixed in my call out with a little Dak Prescott spaz and the Christian Watson shit. But you got any flipper chip or call you want to throw in there quick before we wind it down?
Well, let's see. I might have already said this before, but my blip. Well, I will agree with you for Watson. I'm not sure if I did say that. Blip. I don't think I got to finish, but
Oh, you're blip on that? Okay. I still don't want to pick a side because I just want to whatever happens happens. I got no expectations. I don't care about being right. I think it'd be cool if he ends up being a chip for John, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a blip.
I think
I'll
he's
leave it at
fun.
that.
Yeah, he's like it's like Gabe Davis. He can go crazy at times. If I'm happy Davis is getting a little more target share these days, around like 17%, I think. So not terrible, but Watson's been his target share has been crazy. So that's
Really?
definitely going to come down. And uh, Rogers has been up and down too this year, surprisingly. Um, but my blipper chip is also Mike Evans. I think I said that before. John traded for him. I didn't think it was the best trade because sure, Mike Evans is good, but he's old now, and Brady's old now too. He's not the same person he used to be. So I think he's got I don't even know what his matchups are. I should check,
I'm looking
but
right now, so because I traded Mike Evans to John for a 2024 first after I acquired Mike Evans early in the year from Will. He plays Arizona and then Carolina, where it's just so interesting because Mike Evans has 10 targets, 5 catches for 83 yards. I think that those 5 catches for 83 yards were all within with like 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Like the Buccaneers just shit the fucking bed. The announcers were even saying it too. Tony Romo, who people give Tony Romo shit, but I actually do enjoy the way he calls the game. He has
he's
a
good.
he has
Yeah,
a really good like sense of the moment. But he pointed out that when the Buccaneers were clicking on offense, they're running all this play action and doing all this stuff. And then the second half, it was all just straight dropbacks, and then it just all went to shit. So Mike Evans, yeah, he's getting 10 targets, and he only caught 5 of them, but a lot of those aren't even fucking catchable. But yes, he's got Arizona and Carolina where on paper it's like, oh, they should fucking kill them, the Buccaneers, but they should have been killing a lot of fucking teams this year. So I think that he'll find his way into the lineup though. I got a hunch. Once
yeah.
if
If it's him versus Watson, that's tough. Yeah,
yeah. And you know how that feels. You got Brady, so you got Brady against Arizona and Carolina. So were you not even looking forward to this week? We were just solely focused on week 15.
Uh, no, I was looking at all of it. I was expecting honestly to play Mariota this week. That's why I was saying it because like it was people were kind of expecting Ritter to be named the starter. Mariota wasn't playing amazing, but he had a decent floor sometimes. I think he was like QB 15 or something, 17 before he went down. Anyways, yeah, not looking for. I do not like Brady. He was just kind of like my last resort. So here we are. I could have also played Baker, the great American baking show. So we'll see how he does against the Packers. It'd be cool if he just showed out too. Like it's an amazing game. So like that's what I'll hope for tomorrow. It's nice to be able to relax, knowing
Yeah.
I'm in the ship.
You ain't
Shout out
gotta worry
Jake
about
though.
nothing. We ain't gotta worry about nothing. Yeah, shout out to Jake. No one wanted to play Jake because he's got fucking killers that can pop up for 40 like no other, and it's super scary. Especially when you throw in a Kirk Cousins for 35. That's why we all thought you were fucking dead to rights, dude.
Yep, yep.
And but your team was just
Fields hadn't
steady.
even played yet.
Jonathan Taylor only got you two because of injury, but other than that, your team was steady and just did what they did all year. That's why you were one of the highest scoring teams because you can easily put up 170, and you did more than that this week, and your team did well. And that's why Brady's nice too, where yeah, he can have 4 turnovers, but he also threw the ball 44 times for over 300 yards and had 3 tutties. So um, you don't get a lot of quarterbacks scoring 20 points with 4 turnovers. That's for damn sure. Especially off when you're dealing with fucking the likes of Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ritter, and Bailey Zappi and them.
I
Yeah,
was not looking forward to this week for quarterbacks and for defense. Obviously, had a hard time. I picked up the 49ers because they have great championship matchups, but not this week. I didn't think. I thought it would be tough for them this week. So we'll see. I think my team does have good
oh,
championship matchups
Washington and
overall.
Vegas for 49ers. That is good for you.
Yeah, and they're playing amazing right now. So they could be a ship. And obviously my shout out call out, I gotta call out Johnny G or Stevie, whoever makes it as my opponent. Best of luck, but respectfully, you're going down. To
You're going down, down, in an earlier round. Then Bob, he'll be the number one with the bullet. A loaded gunshot, complex, cock it and pull it. All right. I all right. We're like what, 8 weeks in. I still don't have a soundboard, and I
Oh
apologize for
shit.
that.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Willie, if you wanna just like do something to contribute to the pod, Will, if you could drop a soundboard, I know that you fucking would enjoy it and be nice at that. Um,
Yeah.
ooh, another good soundboard would be like a bubbler smoke, like
This
like
is
even
this is just celebratory, you know. Gotta
hey, you
for the
deserve it.
tortoises.
You deserve it. It's been a long, slow churning season.
Fucking crazy ass season.
You
I
know how
can't believe.
the story goes with the tortoise and the hare. The hare can, like myself, can run out to a fast start. But it's a long, long season. It's a long game. Slow
I'm
and
still
steady wins
hoping.
the race.
Who do you think's gonna win between Michael and Sal? I'm still hoping Sal can pull that one out too,
That's a
because
two
that
week
was
one
big.
though. You know that's
It
2 weeks,
is?
right? Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
It's two
great
weeks.
news.
It's 2 weeks between. I guess we can go into the booty bowl very quickly. No one cares about the booty bowl. No one cares. It's all about winning in our league,
Booty
unless
Bowl.
unless you're in the booty bowl. Fuck Jarek McKinnon scoring 35 fucking points 2 weeks in a row, dude. Like what?
Yeah,
The
what?
and his game script is so obvious because he usually only puts up points against like good teams where they're like have to pass, but for whatever reason, the last 2 weeks, the Texans have been putting up a fight, having leads against the Cowboys and the Chiefs. So the Chiefs end up going one dimensional, and Jerick McKinnon gets all the touches. And that actually, I think, helped you because Isaiah Pacheco only scores 11 points, where Jerick McKinnon goes off for 35. A game that you think that the Chiefs should be winning by double digits all game, it changes those outcomes. But yeah, I'm losing to Willie by 36. We got one more matchup next week, so if I if he loses by more than 30, or I have to beat him by more than 36 basically to get Bijan Robinson. If not, the number 2 picks available. And then yeah, we
Gibbs.
have we have Sal and Michael Ann. Bob here owns Sal's pick, and Sal's currently beating Michael Ann. He's got Aaron Jones, and she has Aaron Rodgers left. So depending on how tomorrow shakes out, will Bob throw out a text to Sal? For him setting his lineup for next week to maybe secure the number 3 pick. What will he incentivize him with? What will it be? Will he just sneak it in there like a normal conversation, just like a hey, did you know that Nico
Can you
Collins
set your
hasn't played
lineup?
a couple of games? Like you should check that right quick. You do have your second round pick. You could get the 13th overall instead of the 14th. Just think about it. Just think about it. But yeah, so implications all around. It all comes down to tomorrow to see who Bob will take on in the championship in the shit talking bowl between the East Atlanta Santa and the newly named the Prophets.
That shit was so funny.
I will say, I do like his Avi or whatever.
Yeah.
So Stevie, shout out your Avi. You look like a fucking Olympian. That's you can play on our team any day.
That's that AI shit.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, don't sleep on us. We won't sleep on you. Um, Buy low and sell high and stay up forever. One love. Shout out Argentina.